What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Bricks and Toys. And in today's episode, we're going to be centered around the movie quote from the mid-2010s movie called The Interview. And the quote is from the actor James Franco, of where he goes, same, but different. And the reason behind that is because we are with the bouquet of pink roses and from about a year and a half ago and some change, the bouquet of red roses. Now, at first glance, it's so easy to look at the both of these and go, oh, that's just another Lego recoloring. But is it? And that's what we're going to talk about today, because usually when Lego does a one-to-one recoloring, whether it's Technic or Icons or whatever the heck, it's same. Not same, but different. And these sets are different. I'm not exactly sure where, but I can see on the box one flower looks different than another flower. And when you look at the two of these, you can see where there was room for improvement on the said flower, and you can see that improvement here. Now, referring to my internet device here, because I am crappy with numbers, both of these sets do retail for $59.99, so basically $60 here in the US. This one came out October of this year, and this one over here came out January of 2024. Now, as of right now, this has no certain retirement date. So both of these are currently for sale simultaneously together, and I guess you have an infinite choice of pink or red or both until Lego puts a retirement date on one of these two sets. I don't think this one has it yet because it obviously was just released, but I find it odd that we have the pink ones with a update to some of the flowers, and yet these ones are still being sold alongside, even though there was some revisions made. So going to the January 2024 flowers, this was set number 10328, 18 and older, with 822 pieces. Now, hold on to that 822 number here just for a second, because let's come over here to today's main review focus. We have set number 10374, so there's been some botanicals in the last year and a half to fill in that number, but we have 789 pieces. So we go from the 822 to the 789. That's like a 34 piece difference. So they did take away a good 30 or so pieces between these two sets. Both of these still cost $59.99, and honestly, 30 pieces shouldn't really change that number, so that's not where I'm going with this. So just from this point of the video alone, how many of you guys watching know what the biggest difference is? Leave your comments down below if you guys can guess, because we will go over this in the review segment. As of this particular point in time, I think I see two differences, but I find it odd that there's an update that looks like it takes more parts than this one does, but yet there's less parts in this kit. Now, with doing today's review video, I do want to tell you guys, we will not be vasing the flowers. This was a gift idea for my wife for Valentine's Day back in 2024. And that's why this is in a vase, and it looks very nice. Where with these are a gift for my mom for Christmas as my way of saying thank you for all the help that she gives me and all of that good stuff. She wanted these, but then she decided not to buy these because she would rather have seen us get the family Christmas tree that we got reviewed earlier. And so because she didn't buy this with her money, I bought it with my own as my way of saying thank you, not just for the family Christmas tree that she hooked up for the holiday season, but for everything that she's done throughout the entire year. I'm incredibly thankful for my mom. So let's put away the same, but different, and let's get into our traditional vein of our review format, and that's by going over the box. So at first glance, we have a traditional 18 and older icons style packaging, aka a black box, greebled bottom. Now beginning at the top of this box, we have a pink rose logo, and that's a little bit different than last year where it was a reddish logo. Also, with the name of the set, we have a bouquet of pink roses. Last year, it did say Botanical Collection, thus specifying that it's part of the Icons Botanical, and it said a bouquet of roses without specifying a color. So kind of interesting there that they want you to know that this is a bouquet of pink roses, where with this guy over here, it's a bouquet of roses. But honestly now, between the two of them, you can now call this the bouquet of red roses and bouquet of pink. But anyway, looking at the set is imposed on the box exactly the way this one was. And it's almost like for like when you do look at the picture of the old box with this box. And it captures all of the detail of the roses, but you do see some updated elements with this that I'm not going to give away just yet, because you guys watching should be trying to pick that out, as I mentioned earlier. Coming down to the bottom of the box, we do have our Lego logo, and it does say Voss not included, and that it is a building set with these two little paragraphs in multiple languages to get those points across. And our greebled bottom is in a dark green. It does specify our botanicals here, so maybe that's why we don't need the botanical collection stated up here, as we did with this guy. Also, 18 and older set, but like with these ones, you can also build this with 1 to 3 people. So far, these sets are pretty much the same at first glance. Same amount of people can build them. They look almost the same. Their boxes are almost the same. Unless you had a super good eye for detail, like I'm trying to have for this video, there's not a lot you're going to really notice right off the top. Let's continue going around this box. Looking at this side of the box, we have the Lego logo and just a little section of the roses. Looking at this side of the box, we have our country of origin and our do not eat it, and the set name and logo in 2 different languages. Looking at our top of the box, this is a little bit of a feature that I really like. We have another little section of the roses, 1-to-1 of one of the petals, and then we also have a little gift tag, so you can do a to and from with this set, which makes this transition into saying, excellent gift idea this Christmas season, because it is the season of gift giving. Going over here to the bottom of the box, we have our appinformation.com, recycling, barcode, legal eagles, all of that good stuff. Looking at the box, you can see mine did come a little bit damaged. I didn't squish this box. It came squished from Lego. It is really unfortunate. If you are a collector who likes to keep sets new in box, you can never really trust ordering your sets from Lego or from anywhere, and they're going to get here in good condition. You can just never trust that. And that always makes us have to go to the old school brick and mortar stores to make sure that we don't get a damaged box if that actually matters to us. In this case, I am building this set, but since it is a gift, I kind of wanted my box not to be severely damaged. That way I could wrap it easier and pack it back in here and give it to my mom for a gift. But now I kind of have this crunched box, and it's going to potentially get squished now because all the structural rigidity is gone in the box. And that may end up breaking the set that I built in advance for my mom. Lastly, let's look at the back of the box. Starting off with our first picture, it's in a glass vase. They're all kind of bunched up in there. When picking a vase for your roses, flowers, whatever botanical collection you have that does not come potted, you always want to make sure that you get the right vase. Because if you go too wide, like I did with this guy, you will be taking the gravel out of your front yard and filling it up with gravel as you're trying to position them to get them locked and loaded nice and tight so they look nice. Good thing about this is if you ever do end up losing your home, you will always have a piece of your front yard, no matter where you live, after you lost your home. And in this case, these rocks are from where I used to live in Las Vegas. But on the back of the box here, you can see that they actually have a more narrow vase that's taller, so that keeps them bunched up nice and tight and looking really great. We also have a picture of another type of vase, one that's a little bit more shallow and also wider, and you can see how that makes the roses kind of fan apart. So we got multiple displays with the vases to show the difference of vases and how that presentates the flowers. Our next picture is right down here, and they're showing a bud really up close here, and that's for a reason. Have you guys figured it out yet? Well, we'll get to that later. But there's a reason that they have zoomed in right here, because this picture shows our different that I keep referencing. Down here, we actually have a picture of an actual pink rose. Just in case you've never seen roses before, to compare what's in the box, there's a picture of a rose. It's not like we can't go to the hardware store at the bare minimum to look at rose bushes to compare. But anyway, at least we have the picture just in case we've never been exposed to actual roses. Then our next picture is right here, and it's got the 3 different styles. So there are 3 sets of roses, as it shows here on the box, plus the little blossoms that come alongside. And out of those 3 sets, you will have 4 roses of different types. So at least as far as repetition goes, you're not building 12 identical. You're building 3 identical, 4 times each, 3 times 4, 12. You can do the math. And then I think we're going to have like 3 of the blossoms or whatever. We'll see if that stays the same from here to over here. Lastly, we have a little diagram saying that we can expect these to be about 12.5 inches in length. And guys, that is our box. Now let's unbox our pink roses and let's see what we can expect from this kit. And it's just going to be one punch tab, and you guys are in just like that. With the box, we have a very good amount of dead space, so let's go ahead, let's do our pour. And there is our pour. This being a under 800 piece set, I'm going to say no more than 7 bags. Let's go ahead and count them out. I am expecting 3 books, as this set can be shared with up to 3 people to get it built. So let's count all this out. So we have bag 1, we have our bag 2, we have our bag 3, bag 4, bag 5, and bag 6. So I think I said 7 bags total. Well, close. We got 6. So with there being 3 books, as I mentioned, I'm going to guess 1 book for every 2 bags. Books are not thin at all. This should be a relatively straightforward build. Looking at our books, we're going to start off with definitely the first book, as it has our QR code to get our 20 points. And let's just go through. There is some information about our lovely roses, which I would expect. Kind of the pictures from the back of the box. And then it does indicate bags 1 and 2, builds these 4. And we start off on page number 8. And again, like with these, we are going to have a little heart element. Somewhere buried in all of this rock, there is a little heart piece. And I almost forgot about that till I just saw it in the instructions. So it's kind of cool to remember that. Looking at the back of the box, we're going to finish off with 23 pages total. But on page 22, we're going to have our 19th step. So kicking it off, not so bad. Let's go ahead and let's hit our next book, which is going to be this one. This one feels to be the thinnest. And this is going to build our next 4 roses with bags 3 and 4. Picks up right on bag number 2, and it restarts the counter at number 1. So we had 19 on that book, but we finish up with this book with 13 more steps and 10 pages total. 11 if you count the ending photo. So that puts us up to about 30-something steps to get them all built. And then we build our last book here, which is 5 and 6, which gives us our what looks to be 4 blossom stems and our 4 last roses. Kicking it off right at page number 2. And we reset the step counter again at page number 1. I do believe at the back of the book we're going to have some pieces. Yes, we are. And then we have 17 pages total, but our last building step is 12 on page 16. So we only have around less than 50 steps total when you combine all of these books to get it built. Again, 800 pieces is not a lot. I'm honestly going to put my wife on building some of these right after I'm done filming this, so I can get this done sooner, because we still have some other things to do a review on before the middle of the month. So with that, guys, that's enough talking about it. Now let's get to reviewing it. And first, I gotta build it, but for you guys, that segment's gonna be right here. So let's dive into our review segment of our same, but different bouquet of roses. Let's just go over and do a casual look and refresh ourselves up close with the January 2024 version of these things. And honestly, these flowers look incredible. The only little odd thing is how this one has like a whip in the middle for a curled up rose. Then you have the upside down 2x2 round brick, which matches the 2x2 round brick on this one. That is a little bit strange. And that leads us into our first difference, which is when you look at the bouquet of pink roses, you see on these, they changed that centerpiece out right there with a couple extra pieces. Now, I'm not quite sure where all the piece differences are. These sets were so similar, it was almost like deja vu putting these together compared to these, but there are less pieces, so I'm guessing the amount of pieces it takes to make that center section was drastically reduced by making the center section of this one. So I did temporarily place these in a vase that was way too big, so I will be taking these out throughout the review and moving them over so you guys can see. Now, one thing that I really like about these bouquet of pink roses is the contrast of color. You got that dark pink in the middle with that bright pink on the outside, and that adds a lot of depth to the rose and looks really good. With that updated one right here at the top, we have the color of like a cream with the white with the pink, and I think that looks really good. Our blossoms, those are the same, so those did not change. And that was always like my biggest complaint with these. The single color of red made them look so like single dimensional that it was just like, okay, well, that's cute, I guess. So using two different shades is just awesome. Going over these general flowers, I'm not going to get into it too much because of the repetition of it all, but with these roses, we have the whips in the middle, we got the car fenders, and then we have these special petal designs for that particular type of rose. This one is more of a closed rose, where this one's kind of like an opening rose. And with the closed one, we have the core of the rose with some of these interesting little pieces here. Not quite sure what those are called with these petals. And that's how that one's made. And then our next star rose, which is this one, is kind of like an opening. So I think that's fully opened. So I think that's closed, opening, fully open. I don't know. I'm getting confused here, guys. But with this one, we have those car fenders once again with those petals like we see on this one, as well as that white little blossom in the middle. And far as the stems go, we have traditional leaves. Far as the blossom goes, we got those same stud flower elements with that kind of sand green color making up the blossoms. Starting off with the blossoms, just going to pluck it out right here. And it's the same thing as the old one with the same type of sticks that it takes to make it. As you guys can see here, side by side, same, not different. And then going over and pulling out our next one, which is this one, we can do a side by side. And besides the two-tone of color, these guys are identical. Now the rose thorns on the red are a darker brown, where on this guy they are a lighter tan, as you guys can see that there. So I guess that is a little bit different. So same, but little different. Our next rose is going to be this guy. So let's go ahead, line it up, and there we can get a good look at it. And looking at all the parts and the techniques, the corner elements for the stem are all pretty much the same. Thorn is a different color. same building technique, so nothing really different with these two. But the star of the show is this guy right here, and here you can see a one-to-one of the difference. It looks so much better on the pink. I'm really glad that they updated it and changed it. I kind of wish that we could have had this on this design. Like I said, with all the red, it really gets lost and one-dimensional. But with just the change of the center on this one, it looks so much better. We can also see that our leaves are not side to side like they are on this one. And these are more on, well, left and right side. And also, I believe, looking at this guy, there is not much of an angle, where this one has a bigger angle of in and then back up, where with this one, it just tilts over a little bit. So we do have a wee bit of a different design in our stem. And guys, that's pretty much the comparison. I do believe this set does have the heart. It's buried in here somewhere. I'm not even going to try to find it in all of that rock. That is our rose review. Not much to it, guys. The stems are all the same colors, same parts are used. It's just a little bit of a difference in some angles and colors. And with that, guys, let's go to our wrap-up segment. And guys, here we are at a wonderful wrap-up segment. Man, it is so nice to get off of work and be able to do a full YouTube video. So we're filming this all on one day, which is awesome. I will admit, the 1 to 3 people rule, we did use 2 people to get this done, because like I said in my last video, I have a heck of a time crunch and I got to get a lot of sets built in a short period of time. So if I can come home from work and knock out a whole video in one night, hell yeah, let's do it. It's super awesome to be here on the same night doing this wrap-up segment and putting a pretty little bow on this kit. To be 100% honest with you guys, I do not remember my recommendation January 2024 when I built these roses, but I do have to say that I don't know, guys, $60 for these roses. I do remember back in the day, I said a little bit of a tidbit of it's like $40 for a bouquet of roses on Valentine's Day. So for $20 more, you get them for life. And I'm going to stick with that original statement. Still not quite sure if $60 for 80 pieces is hitting it because of basic repetitive nature of these sets, but Star Wars be hitting us with 600 pieces and $80 sets all the time. So I'm going to say not too sure, but it's not totally bad. The other good thing about these sets is sets like these can easily be found sometimes on sale at Costco or Sam's Club, and you usually get about $10 off of the set. One good thing I am going to say about these, I do see the potential, looking right and left here, that if you wanted to mix these together, that would not look bad at all if you have a big enough vase to do so. Then you're looking at $120 for both of these sets if you can't get them on sale. If you guys have the red roses, is it worth checking out the pink roses? You know what? A little bit. I will say that, because when you build the pink ones, you do have a little bit of a change in the stem direction of some of the blossoms. You do have that change of the part in the middle of that one. And when you are done with these actually do look better in my opinion, which is the next thing I was going to say. Out of the two, which ones do I like the most? Even though I'm a sucker for the classic red rose, I really do like the multicolors that they worked in such minute detail on these pink roses. And because of that, the pink roses take the cake. These look fantastic. My mom made a really good choice in declaring her want for these, and I'm glad that she did, because I would never have bought them to ever try them out. And I really hope that tells you guys the information you guys really need to know if you're already sitting on this. Plus, fellas out there, Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and if your wife's anything like mine, she might have already forgotten about your old gift in 2024 and you can surprise her all over again 2 years later with another bouquet of roses in a different color, and she might remember that you did that 2 years prior, or she might not, and she'll be super thankful. So again, good reason to buy it right there. So overall, guys, I'm digging the new flowers. I'm glad I was forced to try them out, and check them out if you haven't already checked them out. And if you have these, combine them. It'll be fun. With that, guys, I got nothing more to say with this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you guys enjoyed videos like this, please hit the subscribe button to follow along with everything that we do. As usual, share the video with a friend, hit the thumbs up, the like button. That would be awesome. Most importantly, drop your comments down below. What do you guys think about the update to the roses? Love to interact with you guys. And on that one, we are now on to, I believe, Gizmo from the Gremlins in our marathon of sets. I think as of right now, we're ahead of schedule, so we can't wait any longer. We got to get onto the film of Gizmo, and I think we can actually have all of these sets ready to be wrapped up in gift paper and gifted to my mom in time for her midway December visit, which is early Christmas for us. So with that, thank you so much for watching. You all have a good one.